Hello YouTube and welcome back to another episode of Laura's Soap Delight. Today, Café con Leche. This soap has similar layers in between but different toppings. Please comment down below to which one you like the best, which one you like to see again. As always, hit the subscribe button and give a thumbs up if you like the content of my videos. As always, we start by mixing the oils together with the butters. This is the first layer, and then we're going to have 3 more layers that will be mixed, just oils and butters. Here you can see the numbers of the layers, 1, 2, and 3. Here are the 3 layers. Coffee lye solution means that instead of using water as I normally would for a lye solution, I've used coffee. Cocoa powder is used for coloring, and the ground coffee is used for both coloring and exfoliation. On the second layer, I've used the coffee lye solution again and just coffee grounds. I wanted to see the natural color of the soap with just these 2 ingredients. And on the third layer, I have a normal lye solution, which means just water and lye, and eggshells. I've been using organic ground eggshells in the soaps as exfoliant to 1, decrease the price, and 2, not have to throw them away but reuse them. Now that you guys know the 3 layers, you'll be able to follow them easier in the video. Right here I'm using the strainer to sip out a film that has formed on top of the lye when I use the coffee. Then I have scooped the salt underneath at the bottom and put it into the soap. The salt is going to help it harden. It's going to give humectant to the skin, and it's going to be a bit of an exfoliant. Right now I am mixing in the lye and our oils together and waiting for it to emulsify and reach trace, which means that it's starting to saponify. This is the first layer. I won't be adding anything in between them. In fact, I'm going to make them mix a little bit. This here is our second layer. This one does not have cocoa powder, but it still has that lye coffee solution and coffee grounds to give it color. This time my silk did not melt as it did with the other ones, so that's what I took out there. Again, we strain it and we put in the salt into the solution. Now we're ready to mix in and blend together until we reach trace. Now that we're ready to pour the next layer, we're going to be using the spatula. The spatula allows it not to break through the first layer and remain separate, mostly given the colors, the difference in colors. Here's the last layer. This one does not have the lye solution. As always, we're going to make sure we mixed everything, blend together until we reach trace. This color is going to be a nice creamy color that is natural on the soap without any colorants whatsoever. This layer I was able to pour without the spatula because the second layer was quite tough already and was not going to mix easily anyways. Now we're going to be using this piece of wire to mix the layers up a bit. I want to see if it'll receive the look that I wanted. I want it to look like a coffee mix with cream. And we'll see if with this wire we'll be able to achieve that. Now I've made different ways of topping. This one is one of my favorites. It looks very creamy. Using the spoon and just flipping it up to have little peaks is a way I thought it would make it look creamier as well. So I thought I'd try this, and then just ground coffees on top and actual coffee beans as well. This time I'm using a fork and I'm going for a more spiked up wave kind of look. And again, ground coffees on top and ground beans as well. As we finish here, we will put this one in the freezer for a day, then the refrigerator for another day, and then outside for a full day. Now we're ready to unmold, and we see the 3 layers popping through. If we recall, they're very different lye solutions, and the bottom part, it doesn't look very coffee-like. It turned out more caramel. I might be changing that, but it still looks, it's a good color and it has popped through well. Now this soap, I let it gel, which means I did not let it go into the refrigerator or freezer. Instead, I kept it outside. I let the normal process take place. The colors are much more vibrant and strong. But after the month that it takes to cure, I am going to see if there is truly any difference between these colors, and it's even worth keeping inside the refrigerator at all. Now that we're done, we're ready to peel off the edges and make it much more presentable, and making sure that it doesn't get peeled out a bit. What I mean by that is that sometimes the edges, if they're not cut like this, if with friction or anything touching it, the edges can start to come off like this. That won't happen. This is the last soap, and right here you'll see me start to take out some of the parts that are slugging off already, so that it protects the soap a little bit better. So again, these are the 3 end soaps. Please comment on which toppings you like the best. As always, if you like the content, subscribe and hit the thumbs up if you want to see more. Have a great day, YouTube.